What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? It is Fight Night 64. I am your host, as always, Cyrus the Looney, and joining me in the commentary booth for this historic card is the mighty, the ever mighty, Mr. Humbledink. How you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Fight Night 64, Cyrus, is upon us tonight. Leloh versus Psychoshark. There's been a lot of jittering going on in the chat. A lot of support for the man Leloh. Looking out to take down Psychoshark tonight. And you know, Psychoshark's been on a tear, Cyrus.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, he's 3-0 right now, currently undefeated. That's why he finds himself in a staple position up against a very, very quickly rising star in Leloh. He's really, he's been around the scene for actually a couple of years now, been doing some good work, working on the skills that he already had, and my God, has he brought it to fruition in this season here, Humble. Absolutely tearing through the competition. I think he finds himself, I'll just quickly scan back to double check now, but I think he finds himself currently in rank number like 5 in the rankings. We'll have to get that double checked, but yeah, he is absolutely tearing through it. He believes he has all of the tools to get this job done in a big way here this evening. He wants to leave an impact on everybody's mind, make sure that, he is not just kind of locked over if he does get through this one and obviously makes it onto that championship bout next time round, because of course that is a number 1 contenders matchup as well here, Humble. So the winner of this fight does get the challenge for the title, for the title next time round, whoever the winner of the championship will be, whether that be Dirty Dave or of course the current reigning champion in BFAP Trixie.
Oh yeah, definitely, that's a huge fight tomorrow. But you're completely right. Number 3 Leloh is at the moment. He's number 3 with 5-1, Cyrus. So he's only lost 1 fight this season. And then Psychoshark is sitting pretty at number 6 at 3-0, undefeated so far. So this fight completely makes sense with the people around him all kind of already fought for the belt. Whoever wins this fight is gonna leap above a lot of people and get that title shot. If it's undefeated Psychoshark or it's 6-1 Leloh, we don't know. But what a card we have in front of us, Cyrus.
Yes, sir, man. That is, of course, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the kind of showcasing that we are hoping to put on here this evening. It is a short and sweet card, Mr. Humbledink. 10 fights. A little bit smaller than normal, but my God, each and every one of these guys belong on this kind of stapled event here on the Fight Night, getting themselves an opportunity to advance in the rankings, of course, as Leloh and Psychoshark have been able to do up until this point, but also to leave a big impact in everybody's mind to make sure that, like I said, you want to stand out going forward. You want to be the guy that's known for a particular, kind of fight style, or, basically leave a bit of a reputation. And I know that STK, AJ Bads, and M7 UFC will be looking to do just that in the first fight here, Humble. So I know these guys have been eagerly waiting for us. We're a little bit delayed here this evening. Apologies on that, but I think it's about time, brother. I think it's about time. They are lobbied up. M7 up against AJ Bads. This one in middleweight. So as you can see, Kevin Gastelum up against Khamzat Chimaev, both 4-star picks in this weight class.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Kelvin Gastelum packs a punch. Great wrestling. Good body for defensive wrestling, right? Because of the core, low center of gravity. But then you've got Khamzat Chimaev, long, muscular. Shouldn't be in that weight class whatsoever, Cyrus. And he's going to try and take him down. He's got good boxing as well. Good sort of striking on this. It's difficult to get in range on him.
Yeah, I mean, Khamzat is a massive dude, man. The fact that he makes welterweight, the fact that he, makes middleweight is surprising enough in itself. He, quite honestly, he could go up with the frame of him, but he has been an absolutely domineering force in the UFC up until now. And as you see, a lovely little pull uppercut, from AJ Bads to start out the fight. Seems like he's going for that a couple of times, brother. Maybe he's made some reads from some of the fights in the past from M7.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what you've got to make, those reads, kind of coming in with a bit of a game plan. And also the character picks play a lot into the kind of game plan each opponent's going to do. As we see AJ Bads right there, getting a beautiful trip into half guard. And now the first takedown might be dangerous, but good work on the ground from Gastelum getting the denial there.
Yeah, both guys actually doing fairly well on the mat so far, showing that they're not new to this element of the game, but Khamzat Chimaev able to get across into side control. Of course, the mount wasn't there, Humble, but, I mean, he's in a dominant position, and if he wants to, he could look to rain some elbows, but Kevin Gastelum, staying active, gets back to his knees.
Yeah, he is, and he's got a good position. This is the position I like to use to kind of get up, and it's because you can get a quicker get up against that fence. But he does a good job. Khamzat Chimaev realising then AJ Bad's moving to a better position where he can continue to grapple. He's trying to build his GA up, and now he's getting some ground and pound off. But not much damage at the moment, Cyrus. Obviously, he's controlling the round, but he needs to get some real damage off to stamp the round out.
Definitely. Obviously, it's we're approaching the midway mark right now. If M7 can work his way back to the feet or even reverse the position, it won't take too much to kind of get the judges in his favor for this round. And let's be honest, we don't really, when you're in these fights, you're never really thinking about the decision. You want finishes, you want them actively, especially considering the fact that Primetime incentivizes that with the ranking system that we have in place. And for my money, M7's trying all he can to get active right here. I just feel like both guys being incredibly active in those positions, and that's why you find them scrambling and obviously now back to their feet fairly quickly.
Yeah, they've got grapplers as well. Both guys have got user grapplers grappling. It's just, for me, when you're fighting a grappler, you've got to do some damage. You've got to kind of win. Oh, nice work right there.
Yeah, lovely.
Because of that, that's what I was about to say, Cyrus. All that grappling is now neutralized with one head kick.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Absolutely. He gets a lovely stun, seems to be taking his time, doesn't want to rush it. He understands that Chimaev is a durable guy, and AJ Bads quite clearly is remaining fairly composed, but going back to that jab would be money from what I'm saying over here, Humble. He's doing great at setting up the hands.
Yeah, he's really getting comfortable right now. He's getting in his rhythm, trying to really let it go. He needs to watch his stamina because AJ Bads has recognized that. If I'm AJ Bads, he needs to start attacking something. He needs to start getting there.
Love it, mate. Absolutely.
Nearly roadkill right there, Cyrus.
Beautiful timing on the head movement for sure. Catches him as he's trying to get some of his own. Another uppercut lands. M7 UFC just dialing in here, Humble.
Oh! He waited. Oh, beautiful combination at the end. I really like we always talk about this, Cyrus, the sort of urgency to win a fight. You can have a fight, it's almost like a sparring match playing with your buddy, and then you realise you're on primetime MMA in front of an audience of people that are watching you, and you need to do something. You can't win fights like that anymore. No one wants to watch people. Like, people have got to realise what people want to watch fight, even if it gets you wins. Sometimes the Trixies of the world, these sort of people, you've got to do it, Cyrus. You've got to go out there and finish the fight.
Yeah, 100%, man. Of course, don't get me wrong, you want those W's each and every time, but doing it in an emphatic fashion definitely separates you from the crowd, and M7 looking to do just that.
Oh my God, he just violated him with that combination right there. That was absolutely incredible. Going back to the bodies, I love this position, Cyrus. If you're not well educated in this, you can destroy people's entire. Look at this. He's done it right now. He's just destroyed his body. Oh.
Yeah, unable to get the block and reversal out. That's a hole in the game that M7 has identified, took full advantage of it, and straight back to the boxing. I mean, his combinations continue to improve as the seconds tick by throughout this battle. I have to say, AJ Bads doing a good job of staying composed, but maybe a little bit flustered. And for my money here, Hummel needs to get his back off that cage because he feels, or he looks like he's feeling a little bit claustrophobic out there.
Yeah, at the start of the fight, he was very confident in his takedowns. He believed in what he was doing, and he was making good reads, using his length well. And then they went to the ground, got back up, and he never quite adapted back to the feet. He never quite got back to his sort of style. That grappling kind of threw him off that bit, and then Kelvin Gastelum did. Kelvin Gastelum was ready for it, and when he got back to his feet, he's put an absolute clinic on. The body work against the fence was huge because now that's, no matter what, he's going to have low stamina and low body health because of that.
Exactly. And I have to say, it's made even harder to come back from this position when M7 is playing the way he is. I feel like he's being incredibly technically sound at the moment, finding the right ranges to let his combinations going, and most importantly, he's keeping those hands high, Humble. He's not getting overconfident and risking overextending. Picture perfect striking. May get the job done right here.
Oh, this is it. Yes. Don't call me Jay Dime when this is it. This is it, and he finished the fight in emphatic style. Great performance from him. He had that little hiccup as well, Cyrus, and I think that you need that. And both of these guys with debuts. We give a few guys debuts on some of the main cards now because we like to see what they've got, and this is why. This is why. Two very good guys, but one guy really shining in that one.
Yeah, definitely, man. Would have been a shame not to see this one for sure, brother. Like I said, M7 weathered.
Whoa, look at the combination.
That's what I said. Picture perfect striking. Everything he threw. Like after that early rock, he took a couple of moments to compose himself. When he got an advantage, he just didn't let that go. He's a front runner for sure. If he gets you hurt, it looks like it's difficult to come back from that. He just kind of like, it's not full pedal down, but he is feathering that thing very, very nicely to make sure that he gets maximum damage across the longest period of time. Ultimately, that chin could not hold up for too much longer. It's just too clean.
Yeah, 100%, and way to make an impact with that combination. And I've seen that he had an English Tom Aspinall sort of picture there. I wonder if he's from rather from the UK, Cyrus, but be interested to know. But I've been imagining other people he can fight already, who he can kind of match up against, and I've already got some fun fights in my head just from that performance. And that's what you do. I want to see him against other people now because of that combination punch, and I want to see if he can do it against better level. I cannot wait to watch him fight again.
Yeah, exactly, man. He's if he's able to put on performances like that, that was, it's still very, very early days, right? First fight, but from what we've seen, definitely a promising start to his, prime time run. 1-0 is a good start, the best start possible, brother. The best start possible.
He's 100%. He's 100%. Not many people can say that.
Obviously, he's not going to want to let that go anytime soon, and starting off the season in that way means that this guy's probably going to be Ed now until the time that he maybe kind of meets that level, but he's looking really, really good. And with that all being said, I believe that the next guys up are also debuts as well out here, Humble.
Yeah.
Raw Mental up against, how would you say that name? Komuz?
Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me, Sarah? Kumaz. I'm going to say Kumaz. That's what I'm going to call him. I don't know. You'll have to tell us in the chat. Sometimes we struggle. We're both terrible at pronouncing names, Cyrus, both of us, so it's not a great thing. But Raw Mental, he's coming from that Raw camp. I'm, giving him a debut solely on that team sort of performances in the league and the team, how prolific they are amongst the community is a great opportunity for Mental to show you what he's got and show us why the Raw team's fantastic still.
Yeah, exactly right. And fair play, Raw Mental is keeping a mental schedule here this evening. I have to give him that. He has been rushing back like you wouldn't believe. Pulled up in his driveway moments ago, currently loading into the lobby. So he is coming into this one fresh. And sometimes, like I said this before, Humble, right? Sometimes when you rush in, you have to rush into these moments. It can go into your favor because a lot of people get beat up before that fight with talking trash or trying to fixate on what they're going to do a little bit too much. But he's going to be a little bit clean, maybe a little bit flustered, having to rush around like that. But we'll have to see if that plays out in his favor.
It's the best time to fight. You don't care. You don't think. You don't have to care. It's like real fight as well. Like if you're fighting in a esports league and you're waiting to kind of get on there and fight, it is nerve-wracking to think about sometimes when you think about losing, and then it's the same in a fight, being in the back, being sat there waiting to kind of fight your opponent, having to look at him 50 different times before you knowing that he's going to punch you in front of your family, Cyrus. It's the same thing as streaming, I'm telling you.
100%. Now you feel it. The pressure's definitely on. 100%. Especially because, especially this early on, if you're going into the season, it's a big spot to be on the card. Raw Mentals, being around the scene. Have you come across Comas before in any of the other kind of esporting leagues that there are around, or is he kind of like fresh to you as well?
He's definitely fresh to me. I don't know Comas too well at all. It's his time to shine though. If you don't know him after this fight, he hasn't done something to make you know him, so he's got a chance right now to be put in the spotlight in front of tons of people and actually make an impact, make a splash, get people talking about him, just like the last guy. I didn't watch the last guy before, and that's exactly what he did. As for Raw Mental, he's got to live up to his team's reputation and put this man on blast.
For sure. I mean, in all fairness, we've got Now You Tap in the chat. I've seen that guy's name around quite a bit, saying that Comans is a beast. Let's go. So he's got some supporters out there as well. This guy quite clearly been putting in the work around the scene. From what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, I should say, these guys good to go out here, Humble. So without further ado, we're going to slide on across to this bantamweight matchup. Of course, still on the prelim section of the card, so 4-star fighters only, but this is one of those weight classes where there are still quite a few options. It's a very, very deep division, a lot of fighters to pick from.
Yeah, why didn't he ban Cody Garbrandt? That's all I'm saying, Cyrus. I've fought in prime time in this division, and the first thing I thought is, if that guy gets Cody Garbrandt, I'm getting my head boxed. 98 power. He's going to go with Jimmy Rivera. Jimmy Rivera is very good, though. He's got great boxing, great movement, good takedowns. He's got it kind of all. Better chin than Cody as well, but he doesn't have the same power as Cody, so this will be an interesting one.
Okay. Well, from what I've just seen, bro, just as a bit of a side note, You got Cross, one of the leaders over in B3, saying that Comas is in B3 by the way.
Ooh,
So
ooh. Raw
obviously
versus B3.
that is
Ooh,
Raw v B3,
let's
my
go.
man. Let's do it. Like I said, we know the B3 camp. A lot of the guys are over on Xbox. It's nice to see some of their PlayStation talent coming through. Obviously, I don't know if this is a recent addition, but big opportunity. Going Cody Garbrandt definitely fits the B3 way. I can tell you that out here, Humble.
Yeah, it does, and that sort of it'll be interesting to see if he can keep his head health down. You know, Ron Mental looks like he's going mental at the moment and going straight after that head, and the chaos is continue with Cyrus and wait for these two kind of separation, and gets rocked with a huge uppercut right there. The power coming through from Komos.
Yeah, starting out. Got to be careful not to walk onto that straight. There's already a couple of, slips and rips from Jimmy Riviera. Trying to track that leg, which I think could be a smart move. Could definitely be a smart move up against Cody early. He's so fast, he's so elusive that, it can be a bit tough to just kind of go into a firefight with, especially in that first round. Yeah,
definitely. You've got to establish your distance against Cody Garbrandt. It's very difficult though, bantamweight, because it's so fast. It's so quick with his movement. If you haven't done that, you've got to utilise your jab. Keep him off you, use the body shots. You've got to kind of do all that. But Raw Mental knows this. He's got a game plan in his head. He already kind of knows how he wants to fight this fight. And, it's difficult when you're other opponents that implementing their game plan, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. You can already see them making adjustments on each other. A slip hook gets him.
This might be it.
I mean, this is where a lot of the B3 guys shine. The killer instinct is definitely at its highest with those guys. Does a good job to maybe go not full Garbrandt out here, though. Gets a couple of rocks and backs off intelligently. So still a lot of time left in this round here, Humble.
There we go. Gonna find out who's got what here. Nice work from Raw Mental. He's not kind of took his foot off the gas, Raw Mental. I think he needs to reassess. Cody Garbrandt is finding it easy to hit the mark, whether it's the block or his head. So he needs to think about what he's doing right now. Is he utilising his feet well? He's utilising head movement. He needs to reassess.
For sure. Another slip and rip. Beautiful work, I have to say, Cody Garbrandt landing money shot after money shot, trying to go for the finish, and does, Humble.
Oh my days. Whew. Debut. Kumos is the man. He was getting a lot of support in the chat as well. He was getting a lot of support in the chat. People were saying he was gonna, like you said, was it Let There Be Light come in? B3. He's represented well there. If I'm B3, I'm happy right now.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Couldn't have gone better for him, brother. Like I said, 100% pitching rate for Comas so far in Primetime MMA, the way to kick off career, and he had a great dancing partner to do it with. Humble Mental came out here and answered fire with fire. Some guys, like, when they go up against a B3 guy who Cody Garbrandt's bring a lot of pressure to the game, they don't really always react the same way. Sometimes you get guys who want to play off the back foot, want to wrestle, and others want to meet that fire with fire, and he was more than willing to swing it out in the pocket. He had a lot of successful moments as well, just ultimately it was just a little bit too much. He got, succumb to that combinations, to the pressure that Cody can put on. Like I said, he's definitely a first-round guy, man. If there was anybody in that bantamweight division it's Cody. Hits hard, so quick. Doesn't take damage across the long run, but doesn't need to when you're landing at the kind of rate that he was then.
Yeah, but I'm not going to dumb it down, Cyrus. He has the opportunity to ban somebody, and he didn't ban Cody Garbrandt. So, and if the other person gets first pick, so it was kind of, he put himself in that position because you're going to be fighting Cody Garbrandt. You've got to scout out the bantamweight division before you make that pick, and he's got to be disappointed with the way he lost. But Komos is an absolute beast, and you don't know his level yet. So Ron Mental, he's got to bow his head down. I'd be disappointed, but I know he's better than that performance.
Yeah, 100%, man. I expect big things from him in the future. The Raw Boys as a whole have come through in force, across the seasons that we've opened up the PlayStation division, and one of the earliest camps to, really get it going in prime time. I expect to see them continue to do great things for a long time. But, my man, that takes us on to STLK Ballon up against X-Demon X in the flyweight division. We don't often see the flyweight division, within primetime MMA. It is one of the weight classes that is a little bit lighter in terms of fighters that are available. So although this is on the prelim, this is the one weight class that is exempt to the 4-star rule.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the fact we don't have it. It just, Flyweight feels a bit more, you know, when you get it a bit earlier as well, Cyrus, it feels a bit more like unique now, so it's kind of nice.
For sure, man. Now, there you go. I was going to say the thing may have been concerning. So there were actually there are some kind of conversations right now going on about setting something in place more ironclad in terms of the rules. Of course, we normally run with it if it's stable around this 200 mark.
Yeah.
Kind of let it go, but of course, don't want it to impact somebody's ability because, like I say, a loss can go a long way, especially when you start to put a run in early on. You're humble, but these guys getting in there quickly, it seemed pretty stable for that moment, and I imagine with these little guys moving as quickly as they do, this one probably won't take too long.
I wouldn't say that because some of the punches are like pillows, but you know these guys have got an opportunity right now. It's very difficult, I always find, to get your opponent out of there with a lot of boxers striking in here in the first round because of the durability of these guys, the speed, but also they don't hit very hard. Whereas the wrestling from Demon needs to come into play. Demon really needs to utilize Henry Cejudo's gifts. He's an Olympic wrestler with a pedigree like no other. You've got to utilize those sort of abilities on the ground and kind of take your opponent down, essentially.
No, exactly right. I'm interested to see what Demon brings to the table.
Nice,
I know
beautiful
that he fights actively within the community. He is fighting a little bit later on this evening. I believe in ECA, and you know he's made the main card in some of the other promotions. And you know if he's been able to do that, if he's an active competitor out here, humble, I would imagine that you know he knows the ropes and has been put under pressure in the past. Obviously, a good start for him here. Moreno doesn't want to be on his back, but he's not wasting too much time continuing to scramble to get back to his feet.
Nice work to do so though, and he's gonna have to separate. There you go. He got over that wrist control and decided to separate. Beautiful work. Really needs to utilize his boxing. You're fighting Henry Cejudo though. You've got to be thinking about that body as well, Cyrus. Just because of the grappling aspect of it, you can kind of take some wind out of them when they get close. Yeah,
for sure. I have to say, right now, Ballon looks head and shoulders better on the feet. On the mat, Cejudo definitely had it for a moment, but he's looking a little green on the feet to me. A couple of teep kicks missing and doesn't seem to know how to handle these flurries out here.
Nice work. It could have been over right there. That could have been it.
Oh, he landed like a 19-punch combination.
What I mean, the flyweight division, you know, you can't do that at heavyweight on this game, but the flyweight you can. And that's why they last a bit longer, Cyrus. But the way these two are fighting, it's always going to go out.
I think this definitely favours Moreno, man. He's checked that chin early, 2 minutes left. He ain't stopping the momentum anytime soon. Demon needs to shoot for that double leg if he's going to survive.
Demon seems agitated. He seems like he's not trying anything. He's just trying. He's just in the motion here.
That was a better combination from him, but as you mentioned, maybe a little bit of being a little bit flustered is settling in. He is, kind of trying to load up with huge shots just to try and equalize it rather than kind of biding his time to try and find those opportunities. But maybe going first is key in this one. I don't know.
Yeah, if he's got a game plan to kind of take away his opponent's block and kind of push through and then get close and switch up the takedowns, that's fine. But at the moment, what he's doing is walking into a lot of shots. He's not just walking forward, actually. He's walking into the punches. He needs to be careful. He needs to time. You've got to move in and out. You've got to keep your opponent guessing. Otherwise, this is happening. And the ground and pound coming thick and fast. The Demon's flowing right now.
My
nice
God.
work, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I mean, Ballon, look, when he's throwing, if I was Demon, if he's throwing, I'm out of there. Because he ain't stopping, man. He ain't stopping. He
didn't capitalize. Didn't capitalize.
Good movement to get out of the way, though. That's definitely an improvement, man. He was eating all of those earlier, but... Ballon just fucking risking it for a biscuit out here, bro. Throwing 1-2 head kicks. Absolutely rinsing combinations. Pigeon Scout in the chat saying, loving Ballon's hands right now. Killer instinct. I can't disagree, humble.
Yeah, he's really trying to go for it. He needs to not kind of let himself lose control. He doesn't want to get clipped coming in, which he can do. But it's kind of Demon walking forward at the moment. Demon needs to get his movement going. He needs to sort out what he's doing.
For sure, man. Like that right there, throwing. Do you see what I mean? He threw when there was a jab hook coming your way, and that's what has caught him throughout the course of the fight. Oh!
Sometimes you don't want to be throwing when you're throwing.
Bro may not be the prettiest of style, but my God, is it being effective for LK Ballon. I'm just going to call him Ballon, bro. But Ballon, because he's getting those hands going here this evening.
Ah! You got him with a slip hook right there. Beautiful work. And just some nice collar. He goes again. Beautiful combination coming through. He's landed free. Now this is going to be
That's it, bro. That's got to be it. That head health is mincemeat.
Corner of the body now. Beautiful work. Nice boxing. Drops into the fence. He's not let off. And this is going to be it. In top mount. Can he finish? Even he can. He gets the finish in the second round. He was relentless, Cyrus.
Not a moment's time wasted in that one, brother. He fucking... after he got taken down early, he was like, okay, I don't want to get taken down again. Yep, you're about to feel these hands. He put it on, bro. He put it on. Go on, Ballon. I know, I'm kind of almost a little bit flabbergasted, to be honest with you. The combinations he was putting out there was something else. I mean, it's not often, even in these lower weight classes, that you see somebody put together that sort of level of combinations string together. And like I said, I imagine Demon's going to be better than ever in the future. He's going to have to take some hard lessons from this because, of course, his grappling looked pretty good for the moments he was on the mat. But Ballon stayed active, worked his way back to the feet. And once I said, like I said, on the feet, he just seemed a lot more comfortable at this point. And just once he realized that his opponent was kind of like caught taking pictures during his combinations, he took full advantage of that one.
Like a zombie, just going after him, trying his best to kind of to land, but walking into a lot of shots, and didn't really start utilising feints and moving in and out and trying to kind of do something there. But great performance from his opponent. He utilised his boxing and his kickboxing really well, ends up dropping him down and then getting the finish. And it's really hard to finish people who are coming at you sometimes, Cyrus, but he did a good job right there.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Honestly, I look forward to, like I said, seeing what Demon does, how he comes back from this, just because I've heard that he's active within the community, he's been doing well elsewhere, and, it can be hard coming into Primetime Man. There's no easy fights, and some people are put off by that. Hopefully he's not. I hope that he comes back and, tries his kind of run at it, because we've seen it time and time again. Sometimes you kind of get that loss out early, Humble, and then you can go on one of the runs of all runs, but obviously Ballon, yeah, it definitely does. And Ballon's, this isn't his first fight of the season. He's not on the best winning record by any stretch, but he has definitely pulled that thing. He's constantly around even, about a 50% fighter right now, and it's because he lives or dies by the sword, as you saw in that last fight. It does move us on though, my man, to the featured fight of the prelim. Two guys that are hungry to get at it. They KM Intro, and ICB Lepo, been around the scene for, I don't even know how long, Humble, for probably since we switched across to, Primetime from IFL back in the day, and they have been active, some of the more prolific fighters that we have here in Primetime MMA, incredibly active, will take on anybody, anytime, anywhere, and you can always expect to see a Cub Swanson fighter being used if Lepo is on the card, and it looks like, Intro knew that and decided, I'm gonna grab Cub instead. So Intro's got Cub. Anthony Pestis from ICB Lepo.
I love it. The mind games already before the actual card. We know Lepo was gonna go Cub Swanson, and he stole him. Literally stole him, Cyrus. There's already a steal before the fight's even happened.
Yeah. 100%, man. Honestly, I'd be pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I would be like, if someone picked my favorite character, I'd be like, oh fuck you know. I'd pick him. I'd probably message him, and be like, oh, come on.
If you pick Cub Swanson in featherweight, you are literally the GOAT. The confidence that you need to, because he does have all the attacking tools. He's just a bit of a glass cannon on this game. He can't take the damage. But then again, you don't want to be taking damage anyway, right? You want to get in there, land some slick shit, get the fuck out of Dodge out here, Humble. But I have to say, when as a Cub fighter, somebody that fights his Cub a lot, Anthony Pettis is actually one of the hardest matchups for him, I find personally, because he has an odd range due to the kicks that he has and the variance that he has to those kicks. When a fighter can use them well, it can really cause some problems.
Exactly that, yeah. And he's got a lot. He's probably one that got the most kicks I think he's got the most kicks in the game because he's got his own unique kicks as well. The jumping off the fence, even the Superman punch off the fence. There's a lot of range he can cover close to the cage. I don't think this game kind of utilises, if you think about it, Cyrus, a lot of people at the highest level, we don't see it a lot, and that's because high risk, high reward, right?
Yep.
And you don't want to kind of utilise it all the time.
Well, Leloh is starting out this fight with the traditional kind of confidence I would expect from Leloh. Spin kick to the body lands on Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson has a tremendously good switch stance. I would, kind of advise him to try and stay just like he is right now in terms of like mirroring the stance. So orthodox v orthodox, southpaw v southpaw. Try and take away that body kick. The Leloh is definitely going to be trying to set up, but it's a hard approach, my man, because as you can see, it's dangerous. Every time you step in, the explosiveness of Anthony Pettis is just ever present.
Yeah, but there's only times you can do that. Like, that's what intro wants. When you've got someone who's exploding constantly in like 10, 20, 30 seconds, you go in between and you go with combinations, punches in bunches, and that's exactly what Swanson's doing right now. He's waiting for the kick to land, then firing a few combinations, because that's when Lepo's not going to fire back.
Yeah, so like Cub Swanson has, I'm not sure about like the stats in the game, but his ability to rip to the body, get the head movement and the like, and just counter to the body is one of the things that makes him so successful. Just like that, and Intro knows it, brother. One of the things about those KM boys, as we've seen with Caliber and the like, is that they are fantastic with their inputs. He will be crispy clean with the feints, with the ability to throw combinations and vary it up to the body, head, and leg. This is an intriguing fight, my man.
Nice work right there. If he throws one back, Lepo showing him that you don't see a lot. It takes a lot of skill to do that. It's a lot of practice, a lot of work, and good work from Cub Swanson to show off right now. He's doing a good job of showing us, but I've just got this feeling Anthony Pettis is going to clip in him the way he's at the moment. He's starting to look small though. The respect has already been earned.
Yeah, he's definitely earned the respect. He is like just a smidgen behind in the stamina because of those big spin kicks to the body. A little bit more circling to the power side of Anthony Pettis would serve Intro well at this stage, but it's easier said than done. Intro, one of the more savvy veterans out there, so I'm sure he's making the reads as he needs. Just like that!
People need to watch like little things that Intro does, and other people as well. Like top players do such nice subtle things sometimes. Faking the body kick that he was running and throwing, and going with two uppercuts to the body afterwards when his opponent kind of was waiting for a big body kick. Beautiful work. The way he's mixing it up right now from the distance and feinting as well, so I was drawing a reaction of his opponent. It's nice to watch.
Well, this fight for me, right, I fought these guys both quite a few times, and I will say that Lepo is really good with his footwork. He is, and utilising it really well in this fight. But Intro, on the other hand, is just absolutely impeccable with his timing. His timing, his shot selection is something, honestly, it's something to behold. It really, really is. And I feel like that's what we're seeing playing out here. Cub Swanson eating a couple of shots, trying to close that distance. The footwork from Lepo making it a little bit more difficult, accompanied with his kind of explosive, the explosive techniques he's deciding to employ. But Cub Swanson, just with impeccable timing, continues to land good shots to the body, the head, and really, really is keeping Lepo honest across the stretch of those last five minutes.
Yeah, exactly that. And the best way to look at it is like a race. Your body health from start to bottom is a race, and what you're both trying to do is utilize big shots to the body throughout multiple times to kind of, break someone later on in the fight, if not early already, and that's exactly what both of these guys are doing. They're both got the body. I really like that Cub Swanson's not left that body alone, but good work here, good switch up in the second round, and we've got Lepo on top. Yeah,
Lepo was fantastic on the mat, a bunch of feints just to get into that half guard position. Cub Swanson, of course, does have the rubber guard and has a pretty sneaky submission game, although the statistics probably favour Anthony Pettis, as obviously he has got some pretty good stats on the mat here.
Yeah, both of these guys have. They've both got rubber guards. They've both got a few submissions. But Anthony Pettis was champion, wasn't he? He was the guy that captured that lightweight belt and defended it a few times. And he's got wins with submissions as well, so it makes sense. He's got rubber guard and all them sneaky. But he's better off his back, I think.
Yeah, agreed. That's kind of the case with a lot of these rubber guard guys. It's just such a dangerous tool. You don't really mind your opponents being there because of the submissions that he sets up and the reversal opportunities. Lepo's gone to that a couple of times right now. I do not see Intro being caught with it, but Maybe Leloh seeing something. He's definitely trying to set something up. You know, when he goes to like these certain techniques over and over again, it's always with something in mind, and he gets the explosion once again here, Humble, which just continues to catch that chin of Cub Swanson. It's so dangerous to be standing in front of.
Yeah, he's trying. Intro's really trying to push the pace now and trying to, because he can see he's gassed, he can see his throwing crazy techniques. He wants to get him back to throwing those techniques instead of boxing, but he's walked through a couple of big ones right there. He hasn't quite got going since they switched sides on the screen.
Yeah, 100%. He kind of starts everything with that straight right now, Leloh does, and you know, just an interrupting straight, a very, very stiff one that stops Cub Swanson in his tracks as he's marching forward. Intro has to be aware of that. He has to. Oh, there it is!
Oh my God, he quits. That doesn't. Oh my days! I thought I tell you what, he did well not to quit, I guess.
He did. And I mean, credit where credit is due. Leloh would have generally kind of quit out there, but.
Mad.
I have to say, brother, killer Cub Swanson in the hands of KMs introspectively. Just like I said, the timing on the guy is fucking perfect, Humble. You know, he was having tough moments in that fight. Like I said, the footwork of Leloh was giving a lot of troubles, as it would with a lot of people in that position, but just sticking to the game plan, finding the opening for that timing, and ultimately getting the job goddamn done with that hook and uppercut on the way down. Yeah,
definitely. He had a great performance, and maybe that's what he does. He's going to start stealing people's fighters. Well, Intro's quite a smart guy, and he stole Lepo's fight. He made it interesting, right? He stole the guy's fighter, and then you had to beat him with him. You know, when you beat him with, you've got to beat him with a big performance. I felt like he did that. We did have a few people just before we quit, so that we skipped over Hayat Fran and Beefy Jax. Can we just clear that up? Because I think that fight got pulled, if I'm correctly.
Say that again, sorry, bro.
People were saying in the chat that we skipped over Hayat Fran and B3 Jax. I'm just saying that I don't think we mentioned it, but that fight got pulled, I believe. Is that right?
That's later on in the card. Is that showing on the graphic earlier? Am I tripping? Oh.
Yeah, it's the third fight.
Okay, well, do you know what? We may. That's right. Apologies. I was meant to bring that one forward. It wasn't copied across correct. We run by a number of different lists. That is actually a bad on my end. I will quickly have a little look to see if they're available right now, actually. And we will go from that. We'll actually bring their card fight forward.
Okay.
But yeah, the card as a whole right now, they're setting pace. If not, obviously we got Kai Films up next. There's actually been a lot of change arounds in this fight. This fight in itself, we could have a story written about it. Let me just check if Jax is still available though. These guys, of course, with the delays here this evening, we had a couple of back end issues, and it put us off a little bit by that half-an-hour mark here, Humble, and of course, to be expected. On the best of days, you run these cards live. There's always going to be some little minor switch-ups, but when the delays on our end, I can't complain too bad, in all fairness.
I know. No, we've had some switch-ups 100%, but we still had some great fights, and these guys, our community's ever adapting, ever forgiving, ever growing, and we try our best to put these shows on, they know that, and so does everybody in these communities, and sometimes we've got to adjust, and it happens, but you guys showed up. The guys tonight have come through the few debuts that have made an absolute impact as well, so it's very interesting going forward with them and how they're going to be approached with their next matchups. And then the later fights of tonight are going to decide some absolutely monumental moves amongst each division, and it's going to be interesting to see who seizes the moment tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, brother, absolutely. And without typing, without their actual response, they are sitting in the lobby. So we are just going to kind of skip across to them. Shit's in 4K right now. I'm looking forward to it. Nathaniel Diaz, Nate Diaz, up against Jorge Masvidal. I always find this one an interesting mix. Of course, it never plays out like it did in real life, but that boxing range of Nate Diaz is, a beautiful skill to have. It can really cause a lot of people problems, but I feel like a lot of people also struggle to use that style, Humble, in a meta that's kind of a lot about heavy pressure and power. Nate Diaz kind of does that, but without the power, He's a death by 1,000 cuts, so you've got to be on point. Although that chin is also very, very durable. I can't remember who said it, but he does not die, bro. Nate Diaz does not die.
He's a crafty veteran. He has a lot of deception. You know, he uses a lot of deception to create a lot of his knockouts. What you can't see coming hurts you the most, Cyrus, and that's what Nate Diaz does. He tries to disguise a lot of his shots. The way he throws combinations, when he landed that on Conor McGregor, his first shot was almost identical to his second shot, so when he threw it, it was halfway through his combination. His opponent didn't see it because the other punch hadn't come out yet. So, you know, it was the way he does stuff, it's deception essentially. He tries to trick his opponents, and then precision on that chin when you can't see it, it's deadly.
Yeah, 100%. It's where a lot of the mind games come in as well, right? Trying to draw the worst out of his opponents, some malice behind their shots, get them to overextend. But this is an interesting opening start. Diaz is being defensively so sound. The B3 Jax is having a little bit of an issue get off that cage right now. Who, you know, you've got to understand, Jax is a guy that comes forward, bro. He lives and dies that B3 code. Does not like to give up any space, but it's the combinations and the body work.
Nice work right now, beautiful combinations coming through. Masvidal really pushing forward. Both for big hooks, but they're both throwing kind of similar combinations at each other. Cyrus, I'm a bit waiting for one of them to kind of take maybe a counter punch, doing something slightly different. It's backwards and forwards at the moment, going shot for shot.
Yeah, I think out of the two though, Hayes Fran is the one that needs to be a little bit more careful, because of the power of Jorge Masvidal. There's been a couple of moments where that head health is about halfway and he's continuing to engage. I know that Jax is licking his lips and getting excited at the opportunity of the quick knockout should he continue to do that, but I mean, he is just willing to throw down in a phone booth right now, brother. The combinations have not stopped going.
He can't throw there. He threw a kick right in the pocket, and B3 Jax is trying to capitalise on it right now. He's chasing his opponent down. Beautiful work. Comes through with the right hand, back to the body, back to the head, and he's set him against that fence right now. And nice work. He got out of there. B3 Jackson be trying to download through the nation. Oh, Cyrus! Oh
my God, brother.
How did he survive that? He got hit with a 4-piece in the block.
Back and forth, my man. Back and forth, exchanging 1-2s on that block. Trying to poke through and find an angle to land that shot square on the chin. The pull counter from the B3 Jax himself.
He didn't even pull anything, he just waited for his opponent to kind of come back to where he was, and then bang, right on the chin.
Ooh, my God. Hey, I think Hayes Fran, this might be his first fight on a live card. God!
This might be his last as well. Jesus Christ.
That's me, bro. Oh, God damn.
I don't think his character can get back up after that, Cyrus. No, and the good work from B3 Jackson. He fighting a very tough and dangerous opponent. We said earlier about it's difficult when you debut because there's no such thing as an easy fight in prime time. We see it time and time again. Constantly see it time and time again. There's no such thing as an easy fight in prime time.
Oh, definitely not. I think, like I said, Hayes Fran is now 1-1. He'll be back, bro. I was impressed with the moments that we saw from him. B3 Jax was a tall order. I know he was coming in as a debut here this evening, but of course he's been around the scene for a long time. We've seen this man compete a number of times in the past and always had positive results. So Hayes Fran, I mean, to be honest with you, I remember this guy just because of the way that this fight went down, the way that they were willing to engage, the excitement levels were there throughout the entire course of that bout, and credit to B3 Jax coming back into primetime MMA after a little while of not competing and quite obviously delivering in a big way for himself and his camp. I know the after parties in B3 going to be going on hard here this evening. There's a couple of representations of them, brother. I know that. Just once again to mention back to one of the pillars of the community, Cross. He has been in the chat actively promoting a fight a little bit later on this evening, which is between B3 Blackout and the new addition to B3, between B3 Clover. So B3 on B3 Violence a little bit later on. I can't wait for that one, my man. But,
yeah. You said B3 beers, we've got B3 brews, the B3 violence, B3 merch coming out soon. No, but these guys have got a fantastic camp overall, Cyrus. They've got a great community that they've built over there, and they've been showcasing it throughout. And everybody on the card for B3, you kind of look out for at the moment. Same with EK, same with STKs. Look, all of these guys have been building these camps for years, and they get to showcase them tonight. But I believe, Cyrus, that might move us on to our main card extremely nicely. Yeah,
100%, my man, that it does. So we have Moolah and Kai Films, who are eagerly awaiting their opportunity to get into this fight. There has been, my God, I don't even know, brother, the amount of switch-ups that happened leading into this fight in particular. Kai took on a fight at short notice, then his opponent fell out, and then the replacement fell out. But then Moolah answered the call on a second's notice, my man. A guy from last season that was putting in goddamn work. And I mean, look, you know the TT boys by now, my man. They've been around for a while. They've been putting in fantastic work, getting some really good wins and getting up in those rankings. Moolah was ending the last season in a fairly high position, if I recall, and I imagine that he's going to want to make one hell of a run here towards that championship, which so far has been firmly in the grasp of NM Smudger.
Yeah, 100%. There's got to be some competition that's coming through. You can start lapping the division, Cyrus. This is going to be crazy. You know, people who you've never thought of before to even fight for a title are going to be putting their hands up. People like me, we need random people off the street to beat this guy because he's knocking everyone down. But if anyone could do it, it's one of these guys fighting this evening, and they're going to have a great performance over one another to put their name in the hat, essentially, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe Moolah was taking his little toilet break before getting into this one. Maybe, hopefully, he will be back in a matter of moments. But just to draw attention to it on a little bit of a side note here, Humble, of course, anybody that's part of the kind of PT faithful will already know. But now this gets across to the main card. 5-star fighters are on the table. Leon Edwards v. Colby Covington in this middleweight weight class, I feel, makes a great matchup, man. Colby melts people in this game and in real life just with his ability to put on pressure, but Leon Edwards, with the technical striking he has, he's incredibly efficient, and it can be difficult to get him tired and, to hold this man down. So you better kind of keep those hands up on the feet, because you know how dangerous the guy is. May take that dome off any second.
Yeah, exactly that. That's what you've got to deal with Leon. You can get taken down 50 times and get back up and land one knockout shot, and that's what Leon's capable of. He's got good Thai boxing. 5-star elbows even before he was upgraded, because his elbow, if you want to watch something special, watch Leon Edwards' elbow game on YouTube. It's one of the most fantastic things you'll ever watch. The breakdown of how he does that and the Muay Thai he uses is brilliant. But if you want to watch one of the best technical wrestlers who puts it together on the feet, is Colby Covington, and Kai's looking for his opportunity to put his lights out right now. What a fight.
Yeah, I mean, look, he went for a single leg feint or single leg a moment ago, and Moolah landed an uppercut, but then he gets caught in a flurry from Colby Covington whilst he's trying to clip. Do not sleep on Kai, brother. He is here to kick off this season. A former champion, actually, going back to Season 1 of Primetime MMA on the PlayStation side of things, I do believe in Kai, so...
Jesus Christ, this is what happens when you get a champion who's like beating everyone. You get people hungry, you get people coming for. We ain't messing about in the PlayStation division. You think Kai Max right now is messing about? No, he's trying to win. He sees his opportunity for a belt right now, Cyrus. He wants to put himself in position for later on to get a big spot. He's not messing about. Moolah to defend for his life.
He wants that double champ status, or two-time champ status, I should be saying. And he's getting some successes right now. He's got him pressured up against the cage from a great start from Moolah early. I mean, the tides turned very, very quickly, and quite obviously the pressure is on, my man.
Yeah, definitely. Nice work. Beautiful clinch work from him. He's going down. Moolah's really in trouble. Good movement. Gets caught with that one, and Kai's thrown big overhands as well. I don't know what you've got to do right now for your Moolah, but you've got to get some offense somewhere. It's not quite going well. The hooks are coming thick and fast, Cyrus.
I mean, the thing that saves him so far is he keeps beating him to the uppercut. But there's the fucking front kick!
The punch.
Oh my God. I mean, just the ability to stay present in that moment. He should have been out, bro. Like, he was leaning forward. He got front kicked square on that chin.
Colby Covington is trying to hit Leon Edwards. That's why it's called soccer right there, as he hits him in the face with that boot over and over again. Leon Edwards and Moolah doing a good job of staying away. He's not capitalising on it. He's not capitalising.
That's why they call him Rocky, though. He's cut from that different elk, like you saw in the fight against Usman. When he's getting his ass beat, he will dig deep and find that opportunity for the finish. But Colby turning it up. This is what Kai did best on his run to the championship in the first season out here, Humble. He did some good work at pressuring people on the feet, but when he mixes in the ground game, this is really where he excels and often kind of starts to edge himself ahead of his opponents.
Yeah, definitely. He's fantastic on the ground, and he's got a good whereabouts about how to do some real damage on there as well. And he really tries to get it to. He's more aggressive on the ground sometimes than he is on the feet.
Yeah, it's true, right? It is absolutely true. Takes us back late. Of course, I don't imagine that's something that he was even trying to defend, but an interesting first round, to say the least, out here, Humble. They're going to have to match it out on the feet for the second one, but closely contested in virtually every realm. I have to say, though, Colby's corner definitely going to be happy after getting that stun and the the knockdown and the takedown in that first round.
Yeah, the big moments for me came for Kai. He's looked to have his opponent on wobbly legs, or kind of bamboozled slightly, Cyrus. He's bamboozled even more when he took that elbow to the chin. Nice work, Moolah, hanging on for dear life.
Brother. Oh my God.
Again. Oh, referee's face must be broken right now. And then he goes for the takeout. Beautiful game plan, good work, good IQ. You can't say more than that. He chose position over everything, Cyrus.
Kai, he almost had the knockout, man, if it was a vital head movement of Moolah that kept him alive in those sequences, but Kai, recognizing that, did not want to blow his stamina right here, right now, with 3 minutes 40 left in this second round, and potentially another 5 after that. So Kai takes it to the mat, and I mean, that just shows the kind of cage awareness, the kind of fight IQ that this man has right here, and the traits that allowed him to win a championship in the past, brother. He's showing the kind of telltale telltale symbols of that. Never mind.
Oh my God, Leon Edwards. Oh my God, no, he's gonna die. Oh, he survives. And now it's Kai's turn. This is why we call it Primetime MMA. This is why we talk about the Primetime Guarantee. As Moolah lands another question mark kick, these two are doing the play. This is Fight of the Night. Fight of the Night.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God, Kai!
He did it. He wanted his moment, and he got it.
KO for the night right there. If I've seen it so far, bro, what a way. There were some big and there were some brutal ones leading up until this point, but Kai, he came into this one hot, bro. He came into this one quick. He did it in a beautiful fashion.
Yeah, it was a beautiful fashion, and he puts his name back up there as well amongst the players. I'm pretty sure he was ranked about 39, 38, something like that, and that's good in this division, Cyrus, when it's early in the season. Yeah. There's 100 people scattered, all in 20 people scattered in the same record, so one win could push you 20 places forward almost, and that's going to propel him right up to that top 20, and he's obviously going to get a tougher fight next time, but a great performance from him.
I mean, look, I'll be straight up with you. Moolah was a fucking tough-ass fight, especially considering that he is 0-0. Yeah. I mean, like, Kai was the one taking all the risks there, to be straight up with you. He, he had difficulty, I suppose. He's 1-1, I believe, if memory serves, currently in Primetime MMA. There's
2-1 now. 2-1 now.
2-1 now, of course. But that's what I mean. He took 2 fights on short notice, right? He took the fight on short notice to start with, against a guy that was relatively highly ranked. That fight fell through. Something then happened to the replacement fight. Unfortunately, couldn't be helped, like genuine reasons, So he was kind of left in the space that, does he just kind of scrap the fight off, or does he take another short notice fight and say, I'm that guy? And that's what he did, bro. That's what he did. And a name like Moolah, that's 0-0, that's a high risk, high reward sort of fight. So credit where credit is due, and it sets us up beautifully for that B3 on B3 violence. Of course, Hey It's Fran and B3 Jax has already been completed, so we will be seeing B3 Blackout up against B3 Clover. These guys in middleweight, middleweight. Of course, 5-star fighters on the line. As expected, Blackout has gone 4-star Nick Diaz, and we are getting the new champion, Alex Pereira.
The heavyweight champion. The middleweight champion of the world, Alex Pereira, with his, look at the size of him. I know, bro. No wonder he lost. Adavid in the corner. Have you seen the size of that guy? He is a massive. He's a reach, everything. Honestly, that guy is huge.
He is massive. He is absolutely massive. I don't understand.
I don't get it. Like, if you put him next to Khamzat Chimaev looks relatively okay. Like, it's just weird. Them two guys are cheats. Cheat codes.
Oh, shit. Oh, I apologize. I did get a note from the back. This is my bad. It's still a great fight, don't get me wrong, but...
What's happened?
Kante had to step in.
Okay.
Kante had to step in, so this is actually Kante for B3 Blackout. So not B3 on B3 violence, but nevertheless, Kante a guy that has been rising through the rankings, now taking on the ever-dangerous B3 Blackout, who, he's very, very close for a title shot recently, wasn't he, Blackout? Looking to get back to that
Yeah,
weight.
he was. Yeah, he was doing really well. He fought some tough like I said, there's no easy fights, and it's all about who you beat and them fights that you get. And you spoke about like people like Kai. You could fight him right now. You know, you could fight him with losses. It doesn't really matter. And essentially, these guys are fighting each other every single week. And Blackout's been doing a fantastic job. But Kante now trying to come back. He's got the longer fighter, Cyrus. He needs to utilize that.
Yeah, definitely. And remember that check hook is absolutely dynamite. It doesn't take too many of them, honestly. I haven't really used him in the game, but IRL, that guy sleeps you with what seems like absolutely nothing at the time. So Kante definitely has a lot of power in his hands, but you've got to be wary of the chin and the cardio of Diaz, because it really can hang with the best of them.
Yeah, it does, and that's where he's experienced as well. What he's starting with, the shots that Blackout's doing, he's making sure his distance control is on point, and Kant is going to struggle to land that hook if his distance control is on point. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's utilizing his footwork really well. He's throwing at the right moments, kind of feinting and dodging some shots, and really making Kante thinking about throwing the hooks. And when he does, he misses.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
double jab. Blackout, seems to be giving a lot of respect to Pereira right now, and I understand it. In this position, he's so powerful, Kante. We've seen, Pereira, and we've seen Kante utilize strikers very well in the past. This would be a great mix-up from him. We've seen him go to it once or twice in the past. Not a lot do you see the wrestling and grappling skills of B3 Blackout, but I do feel like it's a ripple to his game that is actually really welcome for my money here, Humble, because he's really good on the mat, and he is a guy that goes after the ground and pound actively. This guy'd be headbutting you from top mount if he could.
Yeah, he would be, and he's got his back right now. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do from right here. And of course, he goes for the headbutts from top mount, and there we go. Oh, what he does in headbutt. Yeah, nice work. Comes with the hooks right now. Trying to finish his opponent out. Blood is splurting out of Pereira. Somebody get that man for a towel. His head is split open. It's pissing on the floor, Cyrus.
Yeah, look, this guy's been working with Glover Teixeira, so that his grappling has probably come a lot further than you would expect for somebody that's been training it for such a little time. But Nate Diaz with that black belt jiu-jitsu is something else, and if Izzy could hold him down, you can only imagine what the pedigree of Nick Diaz is going to be able to do. He is riding out these positions flawlessly at the moment, landing a lot of ground and pound, trying to go for submissions, and for my money, making Kante work in every single spot he finds himself.
Yeah, and it's kind of daunting when you don't have any success anywhere. You've been taken down, dominated. You've been dominated slightly on the feet with you haven't really landed anything, right? He hasn't really got off with any big sort of shots in that round. And you go back to the corner with your face bloody and pouring. And it's going to be tough to come out. He needs to find something, or he needs to do something different. He needs to utilise his movement, his reach, and maybe start with some leg kicks. I don't know. Mix it up slightly, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. For my money, like, he just needs to use that power and kind of have to risk it here, get a little bit more active. I know it's a bit odd to say, but do you not feel that it's all boxing combinations against Nick Diaz? Because Nick Diaz, because he's just too close to you. He's going to keep peppering you in the face if you try to throw those kicks.
Yeah, it's more about throwing them at the right time. When your opponent's kind of backing up like he is right now, perfect time to throw them, because but he's getting caught, and it's going to be tough to come back. The boxing combinations, he waits again. Nick Diaz is touching the guard and then waiting for something back. Nice kick again. Great action, Cyrus.
Yeah, Kante, he's trying to answer back with fire. You got to remember, he took this fight on 0 seconds notice, so didn't have an opportunity to prepare for the type of war, the type of chaos that Blackout brings to the octagon. I have to say though, right, when people think about the B3 guys, they think about block breaking, forward pressure. One thing that's a little bit underrated, for my money at least, is the shot selection. The reason that all of that is possible is because of their shot selection. It allows them to offset it, to not completely and utterly, kind of smash their stamina in 30 seconds. And Blackout in particular is the one guy that I will say is happy to kind of walk on that back foot a little bit and draw you into even more damage, after landing stuff like this.
Yeah, Blackout waits till you set your feet. He's really good at, he'll walk forward and he throws different rhythm shots. I watched all of his shots that he threw. I counted the amount of combinations he was throwing, and it was 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. And it's like really difficult, but he gets caught with a big shot. The power bleeds through right there and catches him with an uppercut. He needs to be careful of that. He can't take too many of them because Alex Pereira can put you out cold.
He most certainly can, brother. He's having a bit of a issue with the head health. Those spinning elbows, I actually feel like are a good choice of weapon for him at this stage in the fight, trying to be a little bit unorthodox and catch Nick Diaz on the way in. But once again, that shot selection virtually flawless at this moment from Blackout, pitching a perfect game almost. But as you see, even when one shot lands, the head health just absolutely disappears.
Oh. Nice work right there, and he did a good job of getting underneath that, and as you said, disappears right there. He ducked that and landed a big shot, but he didn't fully capitalize. Pereira really needs to land some big shots. He's just walking backwards like, you've got to attack something. Oh, Cyrus, he got caught. He's now wobbling back. This could be it.
Once again, he's a little bit more patient than the rest. He just finds but that killer instinct definitely there. It's the elbow.
Pereira back from the dead. Oh, this could be it. This could be it. This could be it. It's it. It's it. Oh, he's done it.
Lovely work, bro.
Oh, beautiful. Jesus Christ, poor Blackout, man. Played flawlessly.
Honestly, that guy right there, he
it
was like
he just fought the number 15 seed in Blackout and beat him, and he's ranked 29 or something like that, and he's gonna fly back up the rankings. Mate, beating a high level guy like that, taking on short notice, that's high risk, high reward every time.
That is what dreams are made of right there, bro. Like, he was.
Mate, you can make a Rocky movie out of that fight. That's insane.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all, Kante, and Kante doesn't need me to to say this, but he was getting his ass beat for that fight. He really was. That elbow, though, he just said, look, now is the time. I have to risk it all. He risked it all and came up trumps humble. About as beautiful as it gets, bro. Like, a rocked elbow in your face following up for that victory. Craziness.
Well, when we tell them the story of the fight, and wasn't it kind of obvious as well, Cyrus? We said you've got to watch out for the power. That Alex Pereira can put the lights out in one shot. He's got the left hook. He's got big shots and combinations. And he was reminded earlier, Blackout, he got rocked with a big shot and it was out of nowhere. And he was reminded by that, then. But he kept putting the pressure on, and maybe at his own detriment. But what a performance from Kante to come back from the brink of death right there and catch Blackout and put his lights out. Brilliant finishing ability, and he's going to propel himself up the rank. I love it. I love the fact it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I mean, look, this guy. Oh, bro, he answered when fate knocked. He answered, bro, and he took that opportunity with both hands. Kante going to be riding on a high, and look, although this is a big victory for him, he now knows that he's in with killer's row, bro. He just beat number 15. Those points are gonna be crazy for him. So I don't know where he's gonna end up, kind of placing out by the end of tomorrow's card. But I'm looking to see what he can do, because a lot of people would be beat in that spot, humble, mentally. Like, do you know what I mean? They'd be beat mentally, but just the fact.
But what you're saying, Cyrus, what you're saying is now's a good time of going to run. If you're him, now's a good time of going to run, because now the guys you're fighting, they're the killers. They're the ones that are going to be there trying to get it from you. Yeah. And yeah.
Now or never, bro. Now or never. Absolutely perfect with that, my man. Absolutely. We speed on to the next fight of this evening, a fight that I have been very, very much looking forward to be perfectly honest with you. I've spoken very highly about these guys on their way through. By now, of course, Rasputin, the guy that is kind of like my story about the transformations that can be made, was genuinely terrible at the game when he joined the community a number of years ago, and he won't mind me saying that. He will openly agree to it. He has come such a long way, obviously still looking to improve his skills day in, day out, but currently 2-0, humble, and he's going up against, I believe, another 2-0 opponent in Pigeon Scout, who, much like him, took a bit of a break away from the community, came back looking so dialed in. Him in particular, what he's been able to do, not just on the feet, because he was always dangerous on the feet, he just added in a bit of patience, but also his ability to now grapple has allowed him to propel himself to an undefeated record in the early part of this season.
Yeah, both of these guys, they've both got an undefeated record, and they're both putting it on the line tonight quite early as well into their prime time sort of season with 2 fights each, and they're good. One of them is going to come out victorious. There's a guy who's fighting tomorrow night who's 3-0. One of these guys wins, goes 3-0. You know, he puts them in prime spot. So the way I'm looking at this is it's almost a title opportunity / put me in the right position just to challenge for a title. If not, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, you see it later on. You got Psychoshark in the main event against Leloh, who are, you know, Psychoshark is 3-0. He's now in a #1 contenders matchup for that next title shot. These guys could very well find themselves in a position much like that. You know, if they're able to get past each other, or whoever gets past the other here this evening, 1 or 2 fights away for sure. They are really, really at that interesting point now, Humble, where, you know, as it does every single place on the card, but these wins mean the world. It's the difference between, you know, between getting that goal, bro, between getting that goal or not.
Yeah, exactly. We've got our champions in Trixie and in Smudger, and those two have been brilliant champions. Oh my days, Pigeon was splatting his face on the floor there, Cyrus. He was hitting him with everything in the tin can, and he's going back to it right now. I really like the damage he's doing with the ground and pound coming from Pigeon, and AJ's resented. Does a good job of defending, getting back to his guard. He needs to kind of get on top here with Guild Burns.
Yeah, he does. Stamina was a little bit low due to a lot of fakes that he was using right there, but the thing to, you know, really kind of put on notice right now is that Pigeon Scout is a striker that's added grappling to his game, and Rara Rasputin is a grappler that's added striking to his game. So it's interesting to see Luke, you know, battle it out on the ground, but he obviously feels confident everywhere, and as you see on the feet, it's a bit of a different story, my man. The damage is brutal, but he will be answered back with some fire from Rara.
Nice work, and Rara's starting to get his shots off. Really doing well. I always think slightly different to some people, Cyrus. When you're grappling a bit on UFC and you get back to your feet, some of the best players on the game are the best who can transition between both and mix it up. People don't think about that. It's actually like, it's really difficult sometimes to get in and out of grappling mode and then go straight back into being a brilliant striker. You have to kind of think about it and practice it over and over again. And some of these best players are able to do it. And Rara's starting to do really well as soon as they got back up right there. I think that's something I've not seen in him before.
Yeah, like I said, there's been absolute massive strides made in his striking for sure. Like, genuinely, he looked like a fish out of water on the feet before. He is eating some combinations right here, and honestly, this is a really big test of where his striking has come as he lands that, you know, second head kick that he's thrown. Because Pigeon Scout, that's the one area that he has never had issues with. His striking has always been clean.
Yeah, and you can see him land it, but I'm still thinking Rara's done most of the damage so far in this round, and I love it, Rara. You're not here to play games. You're not here to bout at me. You want to win it, Rara. He wants to win it. He wants to go 3-0. Don't be taking no bows. What are you playing at, Cyrus?
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, bro. Rara means business, my man. He means business.
Bout with me. We're friends.
Like I said, one of the reasons I bring attention to him, I think he went like 0-6 or 0-9 one season, ended up coming back and was like 17-12, you know, by the end of the season. So you've got to understand, like, the perseverance that this kid has in him. You know, he's an active guy when he's fighting. He goes through, you know, big stages of trying to put runs, and seeing him right now, this is the best start he's had to a season. He's not going to want to let this all go, especially against somebody that he's very familiar with, again, like Pigeon. You know, they've both been on the scene for an incredibly long time.
Yeah, exactly that, and it's crazy because these guys fight each other. They don't start like a career beforehand and build the rankings before they come to us. It's season by season. You just said 29 fights right there. 29 fights, and these guys are 2-0. It just shows you how early the season is. It just shows you how easy it is to kind of put yourself up there. And well, it's not easy, Cyrus, but, you know, a couple of wins and that does it for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the most you could have, I think, is 9 fights on your record right now, or maybe 10. So honestly, it's not too far at all, but Pigeon lands another combo, sleeps him.
Jesus. Oh my days. Pigeon just landed one of my favourite combinations, and it was absolutely beautiful how he set up that combination. Let's just watch it again. I believe he threw the left hook straight head kick. I might be incorrect with the jab straight head kick, but it looked like the left hook first of all.
Lead hook, straight head kick, that's what it was, brother. It's a variation of the 1-2 head kick that a lot of people sleep on. Of course, those ducks, when you are of the higher levels of striking, come naturally to you. Maybe a little bit of a ripple in Rara's game that he's going to need to work on, but the best of us get caught by them, brother, and they come out like lightning speed at times, and somebody like Pigeon, he knows when to time him, he knows when to throw it or not, and just absolute money, brother, absolute money. I feel like he had some moments of adversity, but for the most part, he looked in control, and I was impressed with what Pigeon is bringing to the table this season.
I was liking what I was seeing from Rara. I won't lie, the striking from Rara was doing really well, and Pigeon was landing big shots, but I thought it was very even. The damage was done on Rara's side, and then the moment he picked that combination, there was no rocks, there was no like back and forth moments, it was just one shot done. He got him down, his head health down really nicely, and he understood that he needed to land a 3-piece combo, and a big head kick at the end could have helped that. And that hook that he throws to start, when you throw the 1-2 head kick, people can circle out left and right. When you throw the hook, you kind of force them into the kick, because when you throw a hook, usually they go away from that hook. And it was beautiful to do that, and he landed that head kick clean, takes him out, and he's going to have a big fight. 3-0. He's 3-0 now, Pigeon.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I mean, it could not have gone, any better. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, the reason he wasn't competing for a little while was not because of his behaviors in the cage. Much like John Jones, his behaviors out of the cage meant that he had to go on hiatus for a little while. But a reformed man, both inside and outside. Yeah, he is, brother. And I hope this isn't one of those John Jones kind of like interviews where he's just like, kind of playing the good line. But he seems to be pulling the line here, and man, just performing out of his socks. Like I said, I have been blown away by the steps in his performances, maybe because I'm so aware of what he previously brought to the table, which was not bad. It was just really good striking, but that was about it. The ripples that he's had to his game, his willingness to delve into every part of the game, I feel like, that's what was holding him back in the past, is that mentality of kind of like hating apart certain parts and whatever else. And now he just leans fully into it and says, like, I'm the better guy no matter where it goes. And you see it paying off in the results. From one high-level Xbox fight to another, EK Donna, former champion, up against fast rising star and Vex Chris in lightweight here, Humble. They are standing there ready to go, my man. I know that these guys are very highly ranked. They do kind of escape my memory for the moment. Do you have the details to hand by any chance, brother? Their current rankings and current records, because I believe that they're pretty up there.
I will in a second, but yeah, these two are, I believe, fighting for a big spot, but I'll tell you what that is in a second. Sorry.
No, you're all good, brother. You're all good. So, running short-staffed here this evening, my guys, and hopefully you're enjoying the show nevertheless. We have been steamrolling through the fights. Looks like these guys actually have fought each other quite a bit. I mean, they're both, well-known within the community. Obviously, Vex and an absolutely sensational camp that has risen to the top over the last, kind of season and a half or so. It feels like relatively new for my money, but they have signed some really good talent and worked really, really hard at bringing that talent to the forefront of everybody's mind. And much like the B3 boys, they have a signature style. Of course, EK, one of the more established camps in the esporting community of UFC 4 period. Donna, not a new addition anymore, been there for a little while right now, and when he joined them, he propelled himself to a title shot, won it comfortably, and has shown striking skills that are rivaled by no man. So he's going to look to try and showcase that here this evening, but easier said than done when you know that Chris likes to bring all of that action and try to make you fight his sort of fight, that dog fight.
Exactly that, and these two are so ranked, highly ranked in the Xbox division. And we were talking about what 3-0 gets you. Well, it gets you this, Cyrus. You've got Chris, currently 3-0 in the Xbox division, fighting at number 7, fighting number 5 in EK Donna in a core main event spot in the Fight Night series. And he's doing a good job. He's got the classic matchup, haven't we? The Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, Southpaw versus Southpaw. And I'd like to see who's going to kind of neutralize the block, first of all, in the footwork. And to be honest, it's even as it goes.
Yeah, no, exactly. Very, very much. They're trading in some really dangerous positions, I feel like. Both guys getting caught with some high vulnerability shots, but they're doing the right thing of finding opportunities to take a breather, reset that health, and allow it to regenerate. But as you see, landing with big impacts on both sides of the equation, Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor have those one-hitter quitters in them, if anybody does in this lightweight division.
Yeah, it's beautiful work. I love that what Chris is doing at the moment in the red corner with Dustin Poirier. He has like a time sometimes where he takes a shot on the block, waits for it, and has a combination ready in the locker, almost firing it back immediately. Just like good boxing skills, good counter kickboxing. He's ready to fire that back, but he needs to stop getting hit with a jab from EK Donna.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro, man. That mix up to the body is clean, though. I have to say, he keeps going there. We don't know where EK Donna's stamina is, but that's definitely part of the game plan. Although it does set up those shots to the head that Donna continues to try and rip.
Nice work with the teep right there. Keeps him at distance. Beautiful little uppercut to the body right there. Nice work getting pressed back now. And you can see the frustration starting to settle in slightly. The first sign for me, Cyrus, was there. EK Donna kind of back on the back pedal, landing some good counter shots and keeping him at bay. Oh, as I said that!
Absolutely sensational, brother. Elbows on the inside, trying to work it. Vex Chris doing the damn thing at the moment and looking as dangerous as ever, putting the former champion through all of the motions. Donna is not out of the fight yet, but he is in dangerous water, especially pressed up against that cage.
Beautiful teep to the body. Comes back, gets pushed back by McGregor. Another teep to the body. I like that. Oh my God. Yeah, he didn't quite land that right there. And he could have got punished, but he was right at the end of the round. But I do like what he did in that round, Cyrus.
Yeah, of course, man. He's I think it's pretty evenly contested. Trying to switch it up very, very nicely. If I had to edge it one way, I would say Chris, just because of the the aggression that he's shown. I do feel like he landed a little bit more damage. But as you can see, Donna is no spring chicken out here. He is more than veteran savvy and is looking to turn it around early in the second, leading with Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he's front first with big hooks right now. He's like, deal with these, and Chris is struggling, catching a lot of them on the guard. They're going through, but he does a good job. Nearly lands the big overhand, and Chris has landed some mega shots so far in this fight.
Yeah, doing great, bro. Absolutely. Check hooks land. Tries to throw that head kick that's landed a few times throughout this evening. Maybe seen the success of it from some of the former competitors. Looks to try and get it going once again. This is a much better round from Donna out here, Humble.
Yeah, it is. And Chris has completely abandoned the jab. The fundamentals of this. There we go. He's starting to throw a bit again, but he needs to kind of... Oh, he's gone for the counter. He's gone for the big shots. That's the problem. He's gone for the big shots. Can he keep it up? Donna on wobbly legs right now, trying to survive.
Yeah, he moving that head frantically, trying to evade some of the shots coming the way of Dustin Poirier. But now that he's recovered, he's trying to change the momentum. Throwing single shot, high variance, lead hooks with that right hand, trying to catch Chris on the inside. But the uppercut is money for Vex Chris once again. Humble continues to find the mark for that big damage.
He's done really well of just getting the timing on those big shots, and EK Donna's starting to look, he's starting to kind of feel it. You can tell he's a bit different when he's approaching these combinations. He's nice work right there, looking for a big opportunity himself, doesn't quite get it. God, Cyrus, this could end any second.
Yes, sir. You can see them trying to set it up, just the feints. Oh! God damn, that uppercut. Humble. Muff. My God, bro, you called it. That was any moment, Vex Chris, bro. Vex Chris. God damn. The timing, the power, the savagery on display. Got to be happy with that result right there. Him and his entire camp.
Yeah, definitely. That fight and that finish is what I call a blinker, Cyrus. You know what a blinker is?
Blink of an eye, bro. Blink of an eye.
Blink and you missed it. That's how good that knockout. It was just a quick fraction of a second, and he gets an absolute beautiful kill in a core main event spot. Going to put himself in 4-0 right now, I believe.
Yep. So I believe that's right, brother. I believe that's right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it is number 7. Number 7 now 4-0, and Psychoshark's currently fighting at number 6 for a top spot. Yeah, he's going to be fighting. So this is going to be an interesting thing from Chris. Chris has put himself in a great position for next week.
100%. I mean, next week now, obviously he's going to be in a position probably to be in a number 1 contenders matchup. We'll see the way it goes. Next week, I think now is a good opportunity to mention to all of the PT faithful that next week we will be running 1 card only. We will not be having a fight night as of next Friday. We will be running the Saturday pay-per-view as per normal. We will try to run a slightly bigger card just to accommodate their Humble as per normal. Yeah. But with that being said, my man, these two guys have been eagerly awaiting. They are at the top of their game. They are rising stars within Primetime MMA. Leloh, the man, the myth, the legend, trying to put his name on the map and show here this evening why he deserves to be fighting for that championship next time out. And Psychoshark doing goddamn the exact same thing out here, Humble. Undefeated, does not want to let that go, and feels like he's going to blow through everybody in the Xbox division, through the champion, through Leloh. Obviously, Leloh had some choice words for that, but we're about to find out, my man. It is now or never. Leloh v Psychoshark about to go down.
Exactly. It's going to be 5 rounds as well. I love 5 rounds because top high-level players are used to playing 5-round fights because that's what you've got to play on rank 90% of the time once you pass Division 15. So you're used to playing 5-round fights. You're used to kind of... I don't ever play 3-round fights unless it's in leagues or it's sparring with your friends, practicing for leagues. So you've got to get used to it. It takes some time and you've got to learn how to win rounds. And if you're not used to doing that, it can catch you off surprise. So be interested to see how these guys approach it. Psychoshark trying to get 4-0, trying to put his name in dominance. And we've got a Conor McGregor versus Alexander Volkanovski, 2 of my favourite fighters in this division and 2 absolute killers.
Yes, sir. Prime Conor McGregor, if you will, with that little top knot. Inspired generation after generation of people to get that haircut there, Humble. And he, I've
got it right now.
So look, you haven't got that right now, bro. I see no. No, but he is.
Back and everything.
This version of Conor McGregor, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the boxing that really is a little bit separated. He just has that little bit extra in those hands. And it makes sense. This weight class, I mean, he was killing himself to get down here, brother. So he's a big-ass guy for featherweight. And that power translates still.
He's the only Conor McGregor who didn't get downgraded, right? He's the only Conor McGregor who stayed at the sort of era that he was in at the time. And this is after he just beat Dustin Poirier for the first time. So he's still got all that power. He's still got all the health stats as well. They're not too bad. The only thing about this one, it lacks slight movement or power, I think it is. And it's got a bit more speed. But we're talking about the movement king. Psychoshark is on the right there with Volkanovski. And he is going to be looking to put the nail in the coffin tonight.
Exactly right, brother. I cannot wait for it. So let's run over the rankings again. This was rank number 3 via rank number 5. Is that right? Or rank number 6 going into this one?
This was, I believe, rank number 2 versus rank number 6, I think it was. So this is going to be an absolute, like you said, 5-1 versus 3-0. It doesn't get better than that. One of them is going to have to come forward and do well, and we'll see who it is right now. If these two can get out of the locker room, Cyrus, and ready up.
Honestly, I just saw Leloh in the chat saying, "Can we go?" Yes, brother. Please do.
Yes, please, Leloh. We're talking about you. You ready? Go.
Psychoshark, Leloh, readying up. They were biding their time, Mr. Humbledink. They were biding it patiently. And I mean, look, let's be honest, patience goes a long way in this game. So looks like Psychoshark has got the better of this in spars and OWC, but we know the score by now, my man. It is different when the lights are upon you. Leloh's stardom has been rising. His confidence is going to be at an all-time high. But then Psychoshark is going to be the same on the opposite side of the equation, bro. He's undefeated. He ain't tasted defeat yet. And doesn't want to start here. First main event for these two guys, well deserved. And we're about to find out who's challenging for the next Xbox Championship after this weekend.
Yeah, they met right in the middle when they started the fight right there, trading backwards and forth, and you're coming forward now. Psychoshark landing some big combinations, really trying to put McGregor on notice. As he comes forward, beautiful combination back as well from McGregor, Cyrus. Battle of footwork at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that's one of the biggest areas that Leloh has truly advanced on. He leveled up his striking to be with the elites and believes that those tools are now going to win him gold within primetime MMA. Able to stop that first takedown. Nice. That's massive, Humble. That's absolutely massive. Psychoshark definitely going to want to try to implement more of that being Volk, but that's a great start for Leloh to be able to keep it on the feet.
Yeah, Leloh did really well. That initial takedown early on in a fight is so important sometimes. Got to be careful, not forget about it. Got to be careful to kind of keep it where he wants to keep it. Really liking the work from Psychoshark right now. He's not letting Leloh kind of tee off with McGregor. He's interrupting his strikes. He's making him think about takedowns and do different stuff. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to be a mixed martial artist. You've got to offer every aspect of the martial art.
Ooh. Yeah, look, right now, Tone, also known as Leloh, is doing a really good job of planting and interrupting combinations with Volkanovski, trying to close that distance. Volk, on the reverse of things there, Humble, doing a good job of attacking that lead leg early with those 5-star calf kicks that he has, and lead roundhouse that I believe that he also has.
Oh.
Woo! And he is explosive, brother. He is explosive.
Yeah. He's exploding in that cage right now, and he needs to calm down because it's only round 1. These two have got a bit of time to go. I'd really like to see him kind of go back to the kick. You know, a man who's hurt somebody to the leg and then kind of abandons it. You've got to kind of mix it up. That leg kick's such an important tool, but you've got to throw it at the right time, Cyrus. I'm not saying just throw it recklessly, but you know, you've got to keep going back to it when you can.
100%, brother, 100%. We got JT Viper in the chat saying that lead leg kick giving Leloh some troubles, but I can tell you one thing about Leloh is that if he needs to, he will rip that leg off and beat his opponent with it. Cut from a different elk, he has a different mentality to the fighting game. As you can see, he continues to try and get into these engagements, make it more into a boxing affair, which is, you know, honestly a smart move. You want to be boxing with Conor McGregor, you want to try to take away some of that grappling and leg kicks, but it's got to be present on your mind because of the success the Psycho has had with it so far.
Oh, nice lead hook, yeah, exactly. It's a 5-round fight that we talked about earlier on. Oh, he ducked into it. He ducked into it. And now Psychoshark moving his head out of the way. He could have probably countered there as well, Cyrus, but Leloh's got to be careful when it comes to that. Psychoshark getting on his bike, doing what he should do like a veteran. Had a great round, got caught at the end of it.
The pull on the pole right there. Excellent end to that first round. These guys leaving it all out there. Leloh having the better of the success due to that, you know, kind of ducked, was he going for a takedown? Was he going for a body shot? I'm not too sure, right? But he got caught with that lead upper that was absolutely picture perfect, got the stun. But as you can see, pretty much even down down it. But my question is here, due to the stats, like, how does Leloh get in those later rounds if it gets there, right? Because as you can see, Volk's stamina going to stay basically full. He's a bit of an engine in the octagon, does not stop going. Of course, Conor McGregor does traditionally have cardio issues, but most of his opponents aren't able to stand in front of him for that full 25 minutes.
Well, he just goes balls to the wall, doesn't he? He tries to take his opponent's stamina down. He tries to take his block down. But the way he's going to do that is he's just got to be relentless. Just not be relentless, sorry, and just let off the gas. He's got to keep hitting him, keep hitting the guard, and eventually Psychoshark's going to have to change his game because of the head health, not because he wants to, essentially.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, that's the 4th takedown he's gone for, one that has missed or been denied. Leloh managing distance incredibly well, trying to explode with those combinations and catch him with check hooks as he's trying to close that pocket. The footwork is unreal in this fight. Both guys doing really well of faking their distances. Do you see how he's just out of range every time?
Yeah, that's beautiful boxing. Like, good footwork from both of these guys, showing their class in this main event. You can see the differences between how hard it is to hit somebody at a higher level when they're using their footwork, using their moments. Even though these two have landed times when you're thinking, you know, how these are going to land here because they're both so good. But for me, McGregor's been landing that lead hook at the right time, and Psychoshark's going to really get rid of that. Leg kicks again, Cyrus. They've got to come out.
Yeah, I think I agree with you this time. The rear one is there as well. Of course, he wants to blast away, but the hands of Conor McGregor continue to improve. Leloh landing a bunch of shots on the block and head off Psychoshark, and the defense, Humble, once again stands up to the test of time. I mean, that's impeccable takedown defense thus far, and obviously not only gives him confidence, but it will also affect the confidence level of Psychoshark being able to go for it in the future, because he doesn't want to burn his stamina through too many missed or denied attempts at takedowns.
No, but look at it. Look at his stamina. His stamina is, yeah, it's like, if that's going full back, I've used what he's used, Cyrus, in the first 30 seconds of the fight. Like, I don't understand how he's kind of done that. He's already, for me, his game plan is to try and get us through as many rounds as you can.
Oh my God! He may not get the opportunity, Humble.
It's over.
This is it.
This could be it right now. It is it. Oh my days. Leloh gets the win. The people in the chat go wild. Our main event has finished in spectacular fashion. Great performance.
Leloh said, do not count him out. He is here to take over, my man. And look, he's done it again. Look, you got to remember the last time out, right? Caliber came out. You know how dangerous Caliber is, former champion and the like. Put him through the paces, give him a lot of difficult rounds, but he was able to dig deep out here, Humble, find the opportunity for the finish in that fight, came into this one with a game plan of landing hands, checking those kicks, was able to do one of them, which is land those hands, and got himself the victory. You know that he's going to be riding at an all-time high after that victory. He's now earned himself that primetime opportunity at Xbox Championship Gold. Of course, not tomorrow, next Saturday will be the case, but the winner of Dirty Dave, the interim champion and the current reigning lineal champion, if you will, in BFAP Trixie, are going to be throwing down tomorrow, 8:30 GMT, and was it 3:30 Eastern? That's PM, of course. Coming off the end of that one, bro. Leloh might just be that young blood coming up, that guy that gets the job done. He's kind of proven himself time and time again now, Humble, against top flight names, and doing it, in such a high-pressured position like it was here this evening, up against an undefeated prospect, speaks volumes to the advancements that kid's made in his game.
100%. It was a great main event, and I love it when guys seize opportunities and put their name in the spotlight and talk about themselves. Please, if you're an esports competitor, whatever, honestly, promote yourself. It's the best thing you can possibly do. Promote yourself as much as you can to your teammates, get them to promote you. Constantly promote yourself, put yourself out there, because people are going to want to watch you fight. They're going to say, who's this guy? And when you do fight, you got to perform like that, Cyrus. You're going to get more fans.
100%, my man, 100%. Well, we will continue to put on these cards as always. We want to take an opportunity to thank all of the PT faithful. You guys mean the absolute world. The reason that these cards are able to continue to be put on. We will be back with all the action tomorrow. Until that time, if you love us, then show some love to the Saturday commentator in himself, our commentary brethren, J-Down TV, my man. Join that raid. Show the PT love. And until the next one, stay safe. Much love. We'll catch you tomorrow.